Following up his billion-dollar Iron Man franchise with the equally successful Avengers series. He will take us behind the scenes.
That clown doesn't have half your talent, and he's making a fortune in that Tin Man getup. We were the real thing, Regan.
Hey guys, we just saw a pre-screening of Spider-Man Homecoming, which is the first standalone Spider-Man movie set in an MCU.
It is directed by John Watts and stars Tom Holland, Michael Keaton, and Marissa Tomei.
This movie was probably one of the most anticipated movies of the summer, maybe even the year, because like we said earlier, this was the first time that Spider-Man, one of the most iconic superheroes, was going to have a movie set in the world of the Avengers.
And I just gotta say guys, this movie did not disappoint.
This movie is set recently after Captain America Civil War, and it's about Peter Parker, who is a high schooler, who is still struggling to use his recently acquired powers to become a superhero.
Yes, and he is being mentored by Tony Stark, or Iron Man, and he is starting to feel that Tony Stark is starting to be a little too smothering over what he should and shouldn't do with his powers. And a guy named Adrian Toomes, who was hired to clean up after the very first Avengers with the Battle of New York, he and his men are released from this project from the government, and he feels very taken advantage of because of this. So he decides to steal some of this advanced technology in order to sell it and make money off of it.
Now the best way I know how to describe how I feel about this movie is, with the Tobey Maguire movies, I felt like those are great movies. With the Andrew Garfield movies, I felt like those felt more like Spider-Man movies. And then with Spider-Man Homecoming, I felt like it was a combination of those two things.
Now the one thing I want to bring up, which is very obvious in Civil War, is that Tom Holland is a fantastic Spider-Man. I think Tobey Maguire was a perfect Peter Parker. And I felt that Andrew Garfield, even though I didn't like those Amazing Spider-Man movies, I felt like he was a great Spider-Man. Now when it comes to Tom Holland, I feel like he is a great Peter Parker and a great Spider-Man.
The thing I loved about this movie is, with the previous Spider-Man movies that have come out, they didn't really focus that much on the high school aspect. I mean, they even had Peter Parker graduate pretty early on in those movies. But this one really took a focus on his high school life, and he truly felt like a high school student.
And another thing I want to add on to that is that they made this character truly feel like a teenager. In all the other ones, and especially with Tobey Maguire, he felt so much like an adult. And with the one with Andrew Garfield, he made mistakes here and there, but he really felt like a very mature Spider-Man. And this one, he felt so immature and so much more like a teenage Spider-Man.
He wasn't the perfect superhero like most superhero movies have. He made mistakes that would be believable for a teenager to make if he had the powers of Spider-Man. So this movie was pretty much a coming-of-age movie, and honestly, it felt like an origin movie without having the actual origin to the character, if that makes sense.
And this character of Spider-Man and Peter Parker was very funny, and the one thing I loved about that was it actually fit very well. Unlike some of the MCU movies, they have comedy which is sometimes funny, but it doesn't always fit. It just feels out of place. And because Spider-Man is this character, they give him a lot of funny lines and a lot of, the very good cheesy lines that Spider-Man is very well known for. Now when it comes to the characters of this movie, I really felt they were very strong characters. And one character that I loved was Ned, played by Jason Batalon, who played Peter Parker's best friend in the movie. And I felt like he was just so funny and so well written.
Now rest assured guys, Iron Man was not in this movie as much as you would think he was based on the trailers. He definitely had an impact on this movie, but it was written well, and he didn't really override the movie.
Now there are a couple more villains in this movie other than Vulture, and I'm not going to tell you who those are just in case you don't know who those are, but I had heard about one of these villains being in this movie, and I was kind of scared because I was worried that they might have just had too much going on in the movie. I was worried they're going to have a Spider-Man 3 effect going on. But the way they handled these two extra villains was very well written, and it didn't feel shoehorned in at all. It felt so smooth and just natural to the story. Another thing that was very well done was how the fight scenes were choreographed, and they were just so great. And the intensity of this movie was very well done. There's a few parts in this movie where I could almost feel my heart just almost like dropping or like beating fast. It was so well done. And just so you know, guys, me and Zach are not the kind of guys who fanboy over things. We loved Spider-Man, but we did not like either one of the Amazing Spider-Mans. And so whenever you hear us talking about how good this movie was, it's very genuine.
And there's also a few Marvel movies that we don't like either. Now, The Vulture, I really love the writing of this character, and then Michael Keaton hit it out of the ballpark again. I felt like his origin was not necessarily rushed, but I felt like it happened really fast.
And one thing I want to bring up, that's not really a negative, but I didn't really like at first his motivation. I felt like his motivation was a little weakly written, but then later on in the movie, he does explain his motivation a lot more, which actually took away that negative for me and actually made me like his character. Now, my biggest negative for this movie would be the beginning. Something about it felt a little weirdly paced. I just didn't like the very beginning of it. But after the very beginning, it just becomes really good, fantastic.
Yeah, I felt sort of the same way about the beginning, and I think one of the main reasons why I felt that way was because while I did like the high school aspect of this movie, I feel like in the beginning they tried to shove it in our face a little too much that this was going to be a high school movie. But other than that, like Marquez said, after you get past the beginning, it becomes a really great movie. So the actor they picked for Flash Thompson, Tony Revolori, I tried to give him a chance, but I feel like they should have made a different decision on who they cast for that character. He just didn't feel like an actual bully, and I know that they wanted to go for a more psychological bullying than a physical one like it is in the comics. I just feel like it didn't work out.
So guys, this movie was really good. I recommend anybody out there to go see this movie. Go give it your money because it really deserves it. So I'm going to go ahead and give Spider-Man Homecoming an A.
Yeah, this movie was definitely one of my favorite Spider-Man movies. Now, Michael Keaton, Tom Holland, they all acted wonderfully. It was exciting, the writing was great, and it overall was just a fun movie. So I'm going to give Spider-Man Homecoming an A. Now guys, we are really excited to announce that Marquez was able to have an exclusive interview with Spider-Man himself, Tom Holland.
Well, Tom, how was it whenever you got the call to let you know that you were going to be able to be Spider-Man?
It was the most incredible day ever.
Well, that's all the time we have. Well, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, comment below and let us know what you thought about this movie once it comes out, because we got an early screening of this movie, so we really want to know your opinions and how you felt about it. And also tell us how excited you are to see this, or if you're not excited at all.
And don't forget to follow us on social media. We have a Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at 2AwesomeMen.
And as always, thank you so much for watching, and you will see us later.